Hey, it's Caroline here, career and leadership coach. And today we're going to talk about fake and authentic leaders. Now, you might think you are in the category of being an authentic leader, but are you? Are you really? Because it is so important that we touch base with who we really are before we even think about all the tactics, strategies, scripts we can use. Now, most people want to be a leader because they want to increase their influence and impact and make a real difference. And if this is something that you want, then listen up because it's so important what I'm about to say. It's the first question that came up with one of my clients that's going through and working with me for his leadership development. It's like, what is your why? Now, you can have lip service and a very generic reason why you want to be a leader, because I want to make an impact, Caroline, because I like to empower people, Caroline, because I want to make a difference, Caroline, all these different things. All these are good reasons, but not deep enough. So what I want you to do is to go 5 levels deep. Ask yourself why, to actually come to the core of what is really important to you. Because otherwise, you will learn the scripts, you will learn how to do things, you will learn the strategies, how to increase your executive presence, how to increase your influence, how to make a bigger impact, how to navigate politics, and all that really juicy things. But if it's not connected with your why, then you're not going to come from a place of authenticity. And to be honest, guys, these days we have learned so much that's all like programming from the outside world. We have learned what is important by what people tell us what is important, that we quite often forget and get disconnected from what is really important to us. What is your story? And we learn strategies and techniques because we read self-development books or leadership books, and we understand the concepts and we copy and paste what others have been doing, or leaders that we aspiring to. It's like, okay, they do this, let's do that also, that must work. And you just have all the tick boxes, but that is not what you need to do. You, first of all, part of your leadership, and before you even start implementing all these strategies, is really understand your why. Who you are is important, but your why is going to help you connect with others, create that engagement, create that differentiator that you need for them to buy into whatever vision, however big your vision is or however small it is. You will need that to make that impact. And if you don't do that on that scale, you're going to stay small. You're going to stay in the shadows. Your light is going to be dimmed constantly because you're so disconnected with the reason why you do things. You might be doing things because this is what you believe is expected from you. This is how you're going to pay the bills. This is how you're going to get promoted. But it's all like imposed up on you. That's why it's important to find your why. Why is it important to you to be a leader? Like I said, go 5 levels deep with this, and this will change. And don't really kick yourself if you don't know the answer immediately. By just setting that intention of, I'm going to find out my why, you will open up to different things, information that comes to you. It will open up doors of possibilities and information that will come to you that you haven't had thought of, because now intentionally you are opening up to receiving that. And before, it might have been presented to you, but you wouldn't have recognized you, even if it was right in front of you, because sometimes that's what happens. If we're not looking for something, we don't see it. But once we are looking for something, then you're going to see it appear everywhere. And then you can actually put all the moving pieces together and understand what's your why you want to be a leader, what makes you tick, and what it is that you can use to authentically then step up, increase your influence. And this you can see in so many things. I train people to step up in their leadership, increase their influence and executive presence, to people that actually are looking for the next step in their career outside the organization. And no matter what strategies and tactics I teach them, mindset is really important. But what underpins all of that is understanding themselves, their self-awareness. If they want to get real transformation transformation happens only when you become aware of yourself, aware of the problem, and aware of where you want to go. So those are three types of awarenesses that I give you as an example. But it's you need to understand what's your why, what's your driver, because I can promise you things will get hard. The higher up in the corporate ladder you climb, and I understand most of my clients don't want to be the next CEO. What they do want to have is that people hear them, hear their voice, know what they stand for, can really like that, so that they can make a bigger influence and make a real difference, so that they can come home to their partner and say like, you know what, I had one of a brilliant day today. Yes, it was challenging, but I worked with like-minded people and I had a challenge that I could really stick my teeth on and just like bite as a bulldog and not let loose until I found the solution. And that is the drive that you need. That is why people are persistent, why people have grit, is because they're really connected with their why. But you need to know your why. Sometimes you're connected to something that you know is greater than you. But if you can't articulate that, then you have to take the time to really unravel. What is that drive? What drives you? What makes you work crazy hours? And is it because of like external factors, because like society, like your immediate environment has laid it upon you as expectations on what you should be, and you're just putting on a performance? Or is it really internal like drive? And that internal drive is your connectiveness with your why. And that is how you're going to show up as an authentic leader. You don't have to have the fancy strategies. You don't have to have the best tactics in the world. Because when I teach people across my programs, I can see sometimes the person that's the best educated, that learns all the right strategies and does all the right things, doesn't get there because they're not connected with their why. They don't believe in themselves. So they don't have that internal drive to keep on going. The first time, the first hit that they get, that they fall off the horse, they will give up and say like, you see, it didn't work for me. And they will settle for mediocrity, whether it's for a mediocre job, whether it's internally, externally, whatever they do. They start self-doubting, self-questioning. Their confidence starts slipping away because basically you are not connected to your why. So my question for you today is like, start unraveling your why so that you can step up as an authentic leader. Don't be happy with just lip service. My why is this. Don't be happy with just a fancy brand slogan that you can come up with. Don't be happy with that. You're only fooling yourself, not me. I don't care about that. If you want to fool yourself, be my guest. But you're only lying and fooling yourself. Understanding your why and what sparks you and what makes you excited. And you might be in a job that you say like, Caroline, be realistic. I need to pay the bills. Like my why is totally something different. It's like, okay, what is that different? And maybe you can incorporate that in your work. Maybe you have the most transactional job in the world that you can think of, but your why is strong enough that you can actually create a community of people in the workplace. Maybe that's your why. Maybe it's not really that you can have to incorporate that in your day-to-day job, maybe in your broader work environment, maybe even not in your work environment. Maybe it's volunteering work, but being connected to your why will spark your life force and will help you to move forward in the rest of your life and your career. So that's why it's important. So do that exercise and don't expect an answer straight away. Don't kick yourself if you don't know the answer, but just starting that will open up that intention, the intention that you have to find more information about your why, and be open in receiving information that is going to give you the ultimate answer. And that answer, guys, that will change. Like the answer that you have today will not be the same in a couple of months, in a couple of years' time. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But the key is not to be attached to it. You will change. So you have to understand what your why is at the moment, in this moment in time, and give yourself a little break to discover that. Give yourself a little space to understand why it is that leadership or whatever it is for you, or making an impact or empowering people, why that is important to you. And once you define that, once you find that out, then you can start seeing like, okay, how am I living my why? Where am I not really fully embedding that in how I'm operating? How can I change my leadership, my presence, really in relation to my why? And so your why becomes really the seed of a whole bunch of things that you can contribute to the world. And I gave the example to my client today, and I will give it to you again, and I will share it. It's like you can do a presentation, and you can learn like everything about that presentation, like which stakeholders are going to be in that really important board meeting, and really what's the presentation. I know it by heart. I know which jokes I'm going to make. I know who to engage and stuff like that, and you can deliver it perfectly. But that is not going to be more powerful than somebody who maybe doesn't have the fancy slides and the fancy presentation, but speaks from the heart and is really connected to their why. That is going to make an impact. That is going to go viral. That is, and when I say viral, that can explode in the company, that can explode outside. It's really that connection to understanding your why, being connected to your heart, to understanding what drives you, that will make you an authentic leader. And a leader doesn't need fancy slides, doesn't need strategy that blows your mind. They come from a genuine, compassionate place where they can really give something to you that really makes sense. Hope that inspired you for today. I also want to invite you. I have created a 10-minute free crash course. It's a mini leadership training. It's jam-packed, full of invaluable information. So if you are wanting to shift from an overworked doer to really an influential leader and a sought-after leader, then really watch this training. It talks about the 5 mistakes I see through my entire career. I've seen people, leaders make, and they're just like struggling to step up, and like, Caroline, tell me, what am I doing wrong? Why is it not working? Well, if you watch that 10 minutes training, that will be more than giving you more insights that you will ever need to have to step up to the next level. So we'll pop a link below. You can have a watch of that and let me know what you think. I'm always keen to get your feedback, get your input. This is how I grow. And so I would appreciate if you let me know your thoughts. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm not this kind of person sitting on the ivory tower and say, hi, I'm Caroline, I'm telling you what to do. So if you have any questions, please direct message me, and I'm more than happy to let you know what my thoughts are, what my advice is, any strategies that I would recommend. Lastly, if we are not connected, use this wonderful platform that we call LinkedIn to connect with me. I'm all connecting with people and making sure that my message is heard by more and more people, and that I can change and help transform their careers ultimately. If you want to have a chat with me and really see how we can work together, I will also pop a link below. Book a free career strategy session with me. And what we will do is we will just talk about what's important to you, what you want to achieve, what the roadblocks are, and what's holding you back, and how we can achieve the end outcome by working together. So we'll pop those links below. It was lovely talking to you, and I will see you in the next live. Thank you. See ya. Bye.